And welcome back, gamers. We are here again in Dwarf Fortress. I am Draxxi, your host. We have done a little bit of work since you've been gone, and I have a little bit of news to report. So the news is we have a vampire, and I know because he has been draining people of blood. And I have been watching for him, but he is pretty... And I've been, like, randomly polling... dwarves to see if I can find him, because there's a couple of like dwarves can be pretty old, but there's definitely like a point when they're way too old. Like 155 is kind of normal. Like there are definitely some old dwarves around, but like 170 or above, or they have like. There's also ways to tell, like in terms of like their skills and that sort of thing. But there's also a surefire way to tell, and that is when vampires are hungry, they will feed on sleeping dwarves, which makes this little place interesting. And there's a way to see when a vampire is attacking, they turn into their undead form, and all undead show up as an N with a squiggle over it. So if you happen to have seen that in other videos, let me know, even though that won't really help me, but why not? The reason I found out was there was a dwarf right here in this chair where this guy is, and he was dead. He was drained of blood, and it was crazy because it was in our meeting hall here, and I'm like, what the no one saw that? And you can tell because if you also go to Z and you go to Justice, it tells you who the injured parties are. These were the two that were murdered, and you can technically convict somebody, but usually vampires will try and accuse whoever saw them. So it's not necessarily a great surefire way to track them down, but if you ever track them... And, so I have something to show you, and it's what I call it's my own version of the Dwarven Atom Smasher. And I've specially built this for our vampire. So basically what I do is I create a hole. So this is a bridge here, and here are two doors and a stairway down and a lever. So basically I created a giant hole. So if you go, so that's a hole, that's a hole, that's a hole, that's a hole, and that's the floor. So it's basically just a giant pit. This lever here operates this bridge. And if we look, I also have a burrow right here. So basically, when I find my vampire, I'll assign them to this burrow, or if I have a particularly annoying politician who's like, I want Miss Brown's earrings made every 2 minutes, or something, because nobles make really dumb requests. So basically what I did was I created this little channel here. I created a door, and so I made a string straight down of these up-down stairways, and then I put one space in front of them for a door. And then I basically went through and I dug this out, and then I channeled, and then it got me down to this level. I removed all the ramps, then I channeled again, then I removed all the ramps, and I channeled again, and I removed all the ramps, and I channeled again, and etc., etc., etc. So they could still access it through these doorways, which I have now locked now that the project is complete. So basically what we do is we just send someone in here, we lock these doors, and then we pull it, and the bridge retracts, and they just fall down and splat. So that is my method for killing dwarves who need to be dead. As you can see, the place looks a little bit different. I've been smoothing stone in places. I haven't done any walls yet, but I've just basically been having them smooth stone to get practice. So all of these pluses are all stone that has been smooth, so they're all nice hallways and stuff now. I've also started doing some strip mining, which I basically have done here. It will get more intense as time goes on. I basically create grids of 3x3s, so all 3x3 hallways up and down and across, basically just to get access to more stone and materials that I can smelt. So we found gold and nickel and zircons and all sorts of stuff. So we're definitely moving right along. And as you can see, if you saw, skipped over it. So we've finished making some weapons. So, migrants. Bum. Where'd you go, migrants? There you are. So let's do this really quick. What is it you do again? Potter and woodcrafter. Alright, well, Now you're a carpenter and a crossbow maker. Congratulations. Competent axe dwarf. Oh, this is suspicious. How old are you? 102 years old. Enem Loferdock Boyer. That is suspicious. The fact that they, I mean, it doesn't really prove anything, but the fact that they're really good at, they come in as a competent axe dwarf and a great something, and then adepts at lots of other things, it kind of means that they've been around for a while and they've been working on stuff. So, this is definitely someone to keep track of. And basically, like, how vampires come about is they basically, like, pooped on like or they, like, profaned against some sort of god somewhere, and basically the god gets pissed off and curses them to walk the night and feast on blood or whatever. So, that's a problem, and we don't want them in our, fortress. I mean, I'm not for discrimination, but they eat other dwarves, and some of my dwarves are valuable, so I don't want them dead. Crafts, leatherworking, I guess. Farming, butchery, tannering, blah blah blah. Cheesemaker, you do nothing. Wait, do I have a job for you? Manager, broker. What does a manager need to do? Here, you can be the captain of the guard. Congratulations. How old are you? Are you old? You're not too old. Okay, cool. Competent Hammerdorf. Congratulations, you are drafted. Competent Hammerdorf, you are also drafted. Oh, crap. I am falling down on the job just because I'm trying to get stuff done. Lie maker, great tracker, doesn't do much else, so we will give you... metalsmithing, furnace operating, crafts, we'll give you weaving, strand, and wax, I guess. What do you do? You do a whole... You're also kind of suspicious. You're not old enough, though. Okay, what was I doing? We will give you architecture and fishing, why not? People come in with no skills. Mining, stoneworking, stone detailing. Sounds good. You are a cat. Nope, you're a chick. Milker, persuader, negotiator, flatterer, pacifier. Okay, you can be a guy that does stuff. Soap, lie, processing, why not? That is a horse. That is a puppy. Yep. This is a diagnoser. Ooh. Ooh. Diagnostician. Are you better than my other guy? Let's take a look. Competent? Oh, you are. Congratulations. Other guy gets fired. Which means you gotta do normal stuff. How about you do crafts? You do bone crafting and stone crafting. Oh. Oh, crap. Crap, 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 crap. So, as I told you before, dwarves go insane if you don't get them stuff. And this guy has just gone insane. This guy here. You can see him right here. And he's chasing this guy. He is berserk. He will kill anything and anyone who gets in his way. And that's a problem. Oh, crap. So we're going to have to send people to kill him. So as you can see, we're in our squad screen right now. So our melee people are the Dwarven Knights and the Stone Templars. We don't necessarily want to use Rangers because they can definitely get friendly fire. And if we're shooting bolts around in the fortress, that's a problem. So I don't think that this guy's going to make it, and their baby might be dead too. But we will... Oh, and I've got... Alright, let's watch what happens. Oh, that recruit is dead. That's a recruit right there. You can tell because they're a solid color, and you can tell he's a recruit because it's gray. He's going to try and do something, but he's probably toast. Oh, he's going up the stairs. I think he caught somebody. Oh, he's still chasing that guy. He seems to have knocked them over. Nope, still chasing. Oh, he's still chasing that guy. Oh, no. Is he catching him? A mace dwarf has showed up, so we have a mace dwarf, a sword dwarf? Yep, sword dwarf. A commander, which I assume is... Oh, he's chopping chunks out. Oh, security showed up. Oh, we got friendly fire. We killed us. So we killed the guy, but he also killed one of our swords dwarfs. So that sucks. That's pretty crap. Now they're both gonna go get buried. Oh, that blows. And we also had to put some dwarves in the hospital. Looks like we have 2 dwarves, a recruit and a mace dwarf went to the hospital. Trouble. Always trouble, these dwarves. Okay, so I've also made some additions. So this is a stockpile, which is P, and this is an ammo stockpile, and this is a split stockpile down here. This one is weapons, and this side is armor. And I put it next to the barracks just so they can go and they can grab those, and they can get armed right quickly. So, man, that sucks. Oh well, that's the nature of Dwarf Fortress. Dwarves die, and that's why we have this built in down here. So as you can see, we have a few of the boyar was one of the people who were eaten. Was he? Or was he the person who went crazy? The pump operator was definitely eaten. Son of a... Anyways. So we are going to try and... So let's do a little bit more of the... military. So let's go to M, which is the military tab, and let's go to the Dwarven Knights just because this was a group that we mostly had completed. So we're going to go through and make sure that we have started creating weapons, so hopefully that will sort of solve the problems. Okay, so Hammerdorf, Axedorf, Axedorf, Macedorf, Hammerdorf, Macedorf, Axedorf. Nothing. They're no good at their job. Why are you in here? You're fired. And a competent Axedorf. So, we can do several things. Alerts, I don't use that very often. Equipment, uniforms, supplies, ammunition, and schedule. So, uniforms is basically like what armor they'll pick up, shields, that sort of thing. Supplies is basically if you have them stationed for a long time or if you have them on patrols, they'll need a backpack, and in that backpack they'll keep food and a water skin. And obviously the water skin is for water because if they're out there, they're going to get thirsty and hungry. So make sure that you've got that. Ammunition should be self-explanatory. Schedule is this screen again, and I've obviously adjusted this a little bit. Actually, need to adjust it again because some people died. And we don't want to punish people for doing their job. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to look at their equipment. In their equipment, you can assign a uniform. You can give them assignments. You can delete an item. Basically, you can navigate this with the arrow keys. And it tells you that they will pick up anything that's metal and that slot. And it'll also, most of them have like individual choice weapons, but we're going to go through and make sure that they're not doing that because I think some of them have picked up swords and crap, and I don't want them to start on something that they don't know anything about. So you can also sort it by color, what the material is, what sort of slot you're looking for. So like we're going to go through and I'm going to delete everything that's not specifically chosen by me. So I'm going to delete this, I'm going to delete this, I'm going to delete this. And you don't necessarily have to do this, but I don't want them training on something they don't even like have any skills on when they've already come with skills. So, and we're going to do it with these guys as well. Did we lose 2 people? Weird. Okay, so we're in equipment, and we have deselected all of their weapons, so we're going to go back, and you can definitely equip them with training weapons, but they never drop those, so they'll always be carrying training weapons. So unless it's really early, I never really equip them. I use them for like training purposes and that sort of thing in other fashions. So let's go back to the military screen. So we're on our Dwarven Knights. So our first slot is a hammer. I better write this down because I'm going to forget. So first slot is hammer. Second slot is axe. What is your ability? You people. Ugh. I'm going to have to track these people down individually. Our architect. I'm actually going to cheat. Okay. So Udil, I know, is an axe dwarf. So lead, arrow. Usually it will just say what their skill is instead of just say wrestler. That's annoying. Amost is a hammer dwarf. What was that guy's name? Arrow something? Arrow Snowball is an axe dwarf. We'll wait for more of our squad to show up. Sigan Catton. That's such a pain in the butt. This is Mace. Actually, wait. Man, I'm dumb. Okay, so let's see. Let me start over. So you can see up here, actually, because they're set to a job. He's an axe dwarf, mace dwarf, hammer dwarf, etc., etc., etc. So, let's go through. So 2 is an axe dwarf. 3 is an axe dwarf. 4 is a mace dwarf. 5 is a hammer dwarf. 6, 7, and 10. 6 is a mace dwarf. 7 is an axe dwarf. And 10 is an axe dwarf. Okay, so now we're going to go to E for equipment. So let's see, we're on Dwarven Knights, and as I said, number 3 is an axe dwarf. So we're going to hit Shift W for weapon, and we're going to go and find a battle axe. 4 is a mace dwarf, so we're going to hit Shift W again, and we will go to maces. Oh, I guess it says right there as well. And this is a hammer dwarf. 6 is a mace dwarf. 7 is an axe dwarf. 10 is an axe dwarf. So the Stone Templars, so we will tell our squad to stand down, so we'll hit S, and we'll hit A because they're the Dwarven Knights, they're listed up here. And then O will cancel any of their orders. So as you saw in there, we actually have a third squad, this Mountains of Culminating. That is actually our Sheriff's squad. They get their own squad as well. So let's hit M, and let's rename this. So we will hit Shift N, and we will call it Fortress Security. That way we don't mix them up. So it's labeled as Fortress Security there. And for the most part, you do not want... in fact, he thinks he gets a weapon, but we're going to change that. Equipment. Let's see. Fortress Security. You do not get a weapon. When they use it, when your security or your police force or whatever you want to call them have weapons, they will use them on violating dwarves. And that... Oh... What? So, as you see, we have had another vampire attack. And the child is right there. He died. So, what? 155. See, but there's not any indication that any of these people were to blame. Whoops. I don't want you to do mining. Someone around here is a vampire. Oh, crap. Well, at least it was a baby. No one cares. So, what was I talking about? Ah, yes. So, let's send the other squad to stand around. So, the Stone Templars. So, we will tell them to stand over here. And we will go to S and M. S... Nope. No. M. There we go. Stone Templar. So, it tells you what everyone is here. So, here... we have an Axe Dwarf, Sword Dwarf, Hammer Dwarf, Hammer Dwarf, Axe Dwarf, Hammer Dwarf, Hammer Dwarf. So, let's go to Equipment. We'll go down to Stone Templars. He has our... So, we need a weapon here, and we need an axe. So, we are a Battle Axe. Here, we need a Short Sword. Here, we need a Hammer. Warhammer. Here, we need a Warhammer. Here, we need a Battle Axe. Here we need a Warhammer, and here we need a Warhammer. What is the militia captain? C-O. You, military... Friggin' crap, man. Militia captain. What was his name? Does anyone remember? Miknot Descanal something. Mikot. So militia captain is here. Militia captain. Militia captain. Militia captain. Ah, here we go. What do you do? Maestorf. Maestorf, Maestorf, Maestorf. So we will come back in here, and we will go to Equipment. We will go over here to Stone Templars. Shift W for weapon, and then set to mace. Man, I want that vampire. Process plants. 30. So we're doing a new schedule for the other melee team. We're going to, they're at 8, so we're going to bring them down to 4, and we are going to make sure that they are all ready to go. So we've also created this weird room here. This is actually an archery range. This is for the marksman squads. The only problem is it takes ammo, and ammo's kind of precious a little bit just because when you shoot it, it doesn't really come back to you, and it breaks easy, and you need it both for hunting and for war times. What the fuck are you guys doing? Why are you not in uniform? Squad C train. What the flip? These guys are supposed to be... Those guys are messed up. Oh, one switched. Weird. Very strange. Okay. So, next step. gonna be a while before that vampire eats someone else. Man, those freaking vampires. Okay, so let's go over some other things in the military. So, one thing I do as a sort of defense is I build towers out of the ground, where I'll basically mine out a place, and then I will build stairs up. But I will make it completely closed on the outside, so the only way to actually get into the tower is from the stairs underground. And that way you can have sort of like watchtowers that people can't just like barge into and slaughter all of your mark dwarves. So then I usually position it around the entrance, because every siege and mega beast will attempt to get to your fortress's entrance, which mine in this case is right here. So that's something to consider. I also, something I do to create a sort of difficult time for door or invaders, I didn't necessarily do it here, is I create a moat and a bridge that's retractable, and then I create a secondary entrance that's basically just a maze that causes whatever invader to wander through a string of deadly traps. I might implement that a little bit later here, but I have not done so yet. So right now we're sort of coasting on the fact. Is there? Crap. Did you get out of there? Oh, there was another one. Where was that? It was in here again, and he didn't wake up any of those other dwarves. Son of a bitch. I might have 2 vampires now. And I bet you one of them is one of those military dwarves I have. Son of a biscuit. So this is basically the training room. I have the 2 squads training separately for various reasons. I'm not necessarily going to go into that because, again, I think it's kind of game-breaking, but I use it because I'm a terrible person. If you want to check out the, I think it's called Hell Room, something room, and it'll be in the Dwarf Fortress wiki, which will be linked. Oh, someone is dead. Oh, and a human caravan. Something is dead over there. What is it? Right about in here somewhere. Oh, no, just someone bringing food who didn't eat it. Way to be. Way to be. We're gonna get this prepped. So, I think this will be basically the end of these, sort of, how-tos. Unless, of course, you guys want more. I might record a siege just so you can see how that kind of goes. I might do something about traps or something, but that will be up to you guys. If you want to go ahead and give me some ideas, go ahead and leave a comment below. I always appreciate those, and I appreciate you watching. But I think, for the most part, we have a general idea of how to play. So, again, to pull up the military menu, so let's just do a quick overview right now. So, M is the overview where you can see all of the dwarves and their equipment, their names, how many people are in squads. To create a squad, you have to basically go into your administrators, which is in the N menu, and there's a militia commander, and then everyone below that will be a captain down here. So you assign the dwarf you want into those spots, and then they will be able to... they won't create their squad. You'll have to go back into the military, and there will be a new name over here. You will go to them, and you'll hit C, and that will create the squad. So from there, you can basically, when you're viewing a dwarf in the V menu, you can go to P for preferences, and then all of the squads will be listed in this menu over here that you can scroll with plus and minus. When you create the squads, it'll ask you what kind of attire you want. You can have them have no uniforms, you can have them use leather, metal, armor, or you can just assign them to archer, which is sort of a different set. To command squads, that menu is in S. The squad, you basically select with the A, B, C, D, E, all of this stuff over here, and the commands are here. So K is attack, so you hit K, and then you select something for them to kill. Note, they will not kill other dwarves, so you can't be like, oh, that guy's a vampire, beat him down. It doesn't work like that. M is move. You basically hit M, and then you hit enter twice, where you, or nope, just once, where you want them to move. Z, obviously, center, S, schedule. That you can bring that up in, so you can hit S, and then you can hit S again for the schedule, or you can hit M, and then you can hit S. Either of those are options. P, you can select an individual, or individual squads. So those are all options as well. And then, basically, they will, when you create either weapons or armor, they will automatically pick those up based on what your uniform set is you gave them. So if you create metal armor, as soon as it becomes available, they'll pick those up and they'll just wear it all the time unless you tell them to put it away or that sort of thing. Or chances are when they go back into their sort of civilian life, they'll store it back in this armor area here, and then they'll basically get it when they're called up again. What else? What else? I think we've covered everything, and I think that'll be a great help to you. We can definitely, like I said, do other sort of tutorials if you people think they would be helpful, or if there's a particular topic you want to know about, we'll definitely cover that as well. But from here, I will be moving into the Lazy Noob pack, and we'll basically be starting over from scratch just in case viewers had a problem with the ASCII, because I know it can be kind of rough. And if you've followed along through every video, well, good on you. That is quite impressive. But I'm sure if you followed from the beginning, you're kind of getting the idea of what things are. Like, this is all smooth stone. This is a bunch of beds surrounded by statues. This is all engraved here. These are all like fancy pictures. These are all bedrooms, dwarves. These are a bunch of workshops. These are workshops surrounded by thread and cloth. All sorts of stuff. I'm sure you can see it. And if not, well then, meet us over in the Lazy Noob pack where we have the the graphics add-on installed. Alright, so we'll stop it here. Thank you for watching, viewers. I definitely appreciate it. Again, I have been Draxxi, and we will see you here next time. Hopefully in the Lazy Noob pack. Alright, thanks very much, and I'll see you.